The meeting of Inkatha's Central Committee was in many ways a mere formality. If Chief Buthelezi decides something here, it usually happens. Even so, their announcement came as a welcome relief, despite the fact that Inkatha's registration is far from unconditional.
We have actually stated very, very clearly and categorically that we are not prepared to participate in the election under this constitution as it stands without amendments being accepted.
By registering for the election, Inkatha has put its sights firmly on winning the region of KwaZulu-Natal. The area is one of the poorest in the country after years of fighting between Inkatha and the ANC. This morning, police find yet another body on the street. The killing for the people here simply a way of life.
This place is unpredictable. You would think it's safe 1 minute and the next minute there is trouble. And you can always expect anything, anytime.
For the victims of the violence, there's mixed feelings about whether the election will change anything. 250 families live in this settlement in Hillside. Most of the children have fled here from other parts of the region after their homes have been attacked and in many cases their parents killed.
Are you hungry?
Bettina Dlamini arrived with her family after her husband was shot dead by Inkatha. It's the 6th time she's had to flee.
I really don't have hope, especially, you know, after April 27, I really don't know what's going to happen. And that makes me to be very scared, you know.
Social workers in Hillside are also sceptical. Nomlanla Mshlango, who spent the last year working with children traumatized by the effects of what amounts to a civil war.
I am afraid, you know, because if one party wins, obvious. For example, if the ANC wins, the Inkatha people will really fight. And then if Inkatha wins, the ANC people will also fight. So definitely so there will be violence.
It's violence the people are most afraid of, and these are the men causing greatest concern. Inkatha calls them their election monitors. But after 6 months of training by former members of the South African Security Police, what they amount to is Inkatha's army. At their passing out parade yesterday, the troops were inspected by the KwaZulu Minister of Justice. Come the election, the men will be deployed in the townships, in theory working to promote a peaceful election. But in practice, they say they see their main role as opposing the ANC's army, Umkhonto we Sizwe.
The reality of the situation is that Umkhonto we Sizwe has had a free rein to move across the countryside slaughtering people at will. That free rein has been brought to an end. We are going to stop Umkhonto we Sizwe from their killing spree.
The prospect of a violent election in Natal KwaZulu has been fueled by the latest polls. The ANC is ahead, but only just. If Chief Buthelezi loses, he'll have very little political power left, which is why, say analysts, it's taken him so long to register for the election at all.
The attitude surveys vary, but it gives him not even 50%, in fact quite a bit below 50%, even in the region of Natal, KwaZulu. But clearly, even Buthelezi and his supporters are worried about that, hence holding back, staying out of the negotiation process, trying to gain as much of the compromises before they enter into any elections as possible, because I think that they will be weakened after the elections when the real test of strength comes out.
The Inkatha leadership, though, sees it differently.
We'll sweep KwaZulu-Natal and will come with a momentum, really. You see, everybody has seen now that the only force that can check the ANC is the IFP. Nationally, we will do very well if we're given enough time to campaign and there was relatively free and fair elections.
The concern for people here is that the election is free and fair, and that any form of international mediation is agreed upon soon. If it isn't, Inkatha still has the option of withdrawing from the poll, or, as Chief Buthelezi has already suggested, demanding the election be postponed. Judy Aslett, Channel 4 News, Natal, KwaZulu.